nothing but a beast here. And brother muscling all areas, let's be clear. Good morning, Tarot and Astrology for all stars out there. This is David with your reading for Scorpio. So, anybody who's a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Ascendant, or even Scorpio Venus, and I would actually extend it to Scorpio Mars right now. I feel like this pertains to you all, more so Scorpio Sun, but I would say that since Mars right now is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, the one thing that I was getting was when I was tuning into your sign was fatigue, tiredness. I wasn't exactly sure what that tiredness was, so I decided to take a look at the astrology chart, right? Trying to find out what was going on. Turns out that generally for a Scorpio Sun, which would technically put Scorpio in your first house, 111, follow your intuition on this. Maybe not everything is going to apply to you, but what I was drawing was tiredness. It wasn't fatigue, but it was more of like you're sick of it, is what I was getting. Is sick and tired of a certain type of energy that's been pervading through many cycles, I would say. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling. So when I took a look at the chart for Scorpio, having Mars in 8th house in Gemini, that is saying the things that need to be said in order for various different things to come to an end. Now, I feel intuitively, Scorpio, you already understand what cycles those are. I feel like you understand what it was that was causing them. You already know that if you continue the same behavior, that it's just going to recreate that same cycle over and over again. Now, I guess you could say that there is something there about trying to carry your old backpack of bullshit into a new situation, right? So 222 was that one. I feel like you have to make a decision. Looking at your astrology chart was actually pretty interesting because your second house of Sagittarius, you have Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Now, usually the Earth is about expression. So as we talk about expression, you expressing yourself, maybe even expressing your wisdom, your own personal truths. This is something you're going to have to make a decision on. You can either show it and show people your actual true values based on your wisdom, or you're not. I don't feel like some of you Scorpios are not, because I think as you're tired of it, you know, when anybody is tired of anything, they actually take action on it. So Lewis this to the wild in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like there's an element of trying to rush things. I mean, of not trying to rush things. You have Saturn in Aquarius, so this could be patience with, you know, everybody out there, your acquaintances, your friends, maybe even family. This could fit in there as well. Maybe even having patience with yourself too. Patience with what you feel your connections are within your home. That could be a possibility since Aquarius is in your 4th house. Pretty much, I feel you're going to start to understand that with the moon going through Capricorn, I felt that you guys were feeling what was necessary to get rid of and what was necessary in order for building growth. Pluto conjoined moon, it gives that type of energy that, you know, you're not going to settle for anything less. So with that being said, let's go ahead and draw some more cards and see what the greater story is. All right, so the Singer connection in the reverse. That would make sense. A lot of the times when you start to get frustrated, you start to lose your connection to source. I feel like you, Scorpio, you would obviously understand that notion. So let's see what else. That's 6, so maybe we should look at your 6th house. Aries and Cancer. Aries and Chiron. Chiron in your 6th house, there might be everyday triggers. These everyday triggers are there obviously for the purpose of having you release them. They're not there to continue to plague you for the rest of your life. That's where the whole Mars and Gemini and eighth house is all about. Eighth house is your sign, Scorpio. So when you talk about your sign being the sign of death and rebirth and transformations from one stage of life to another, or from one way of being to another, or from one energy to another, you guys are the ones that are most familiar with that. So as you can see, there's there's a lot of emphasis on your relationships. Obviously, your relationships and your discussions with your relationships will help you to understand what your true values are, right? Not just your values in relationships, but your own unique values. And then as you find that out, all of these other things tend to affect you less. All right, so then let's see what else we have here. This is actually a pretty interesting reading. There's going to be a lot more information, I feel. As soon as we... Oh, okay, so, yeah, some of you guys have been holding back. That's the kind of energy that I was getting. So, there's a certain sense of illumination that's happening in your life right now. Just spirit, let's just say spirit is pointing you in certain directions, because I feel like these are the crux of the matters, right? The situations that the universe is bringing up to you right now, and that you're basically making happen by your attitudes, your decisions, and all of that. Those all have to do with this energy right here. Obviously, the best way to do things right now would be to be patient. Wait for the universe to illuminate your consciousness to various different things in your reality. And as you start to see these occurrences, these, I guess what people would call coincidences, understand firstly that they are not coincidences. They are actually messages from source. Secondly, understand that these things are happening in your reality to bring your awareness to those things so that you can ask source, right? That helps you to build that connection. And at the same time, I very much feel that there is this type of energy that sits within you. It's an energy that can be released, but like, well, I mean, if you take a look at the card, he's holding back. He's crouching within himself. It's not really a type of like energy that feels hurt or anything like that. It's just, I feel like it's a shy type energy. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the book to see what further information we can get here. So Luatus of the Wild in the reverse. Okay, so Luatus speaks about hastiness, impulsiveness, spontaneity, and balance. Right, so balance is one of those things that needs to be acquired here. This is a situation that requires the utmost adherence to detail. So this card says that the wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position it represents in the card layout. Because Luatus is wild, fire is wild, which he has basically the spontaneous energy to either create or destroy. I feel like you have that same ability right now. Some of you Scorpios, some of you Scorpios might feel powerless. But regardless, connection is important here. Being patient and balanced is something that's sitting here. And you also have, let's see. In a reverse position, Luatus speaks of burnout. Okay, so yeah, some of you guys might be experiencing burnout, and that's why you're waiting, or that's why you're being patient. Blocked or even exhaustive creative energies. Of course, you can't move forward when you don't have that creative energy. What Source is asking you is saying, hey, I want to connect with you because I want to give you unlimited energy. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if any of the aces came out. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, whatever the details are. I feel like they're gonna. I feel like them coming out is going to be one of those indications of that connection. All right, so here we see the reversal of Luithis representing fire in its destructive mode, however grim or delightful that process may appear to be. We must remember that destruction is not always a bad thing. There are things that need to be destroyed, injustice and cruelty, for an example, but these things have to be handled with great care. We cannot heal injustice with more injustice, nor cruelty with additional cruelty. If we wish to fight the twisted fire of cruelty, which is passion gone sour and insane, we must find a way to lovingly counter it with the fire of creativity and passion. So Luithis is eager to help with this wonderful creative destructive fire, but we must be careful with him. He is the epitome of unbound enthusiasm and can lead us to burnout or to glory. I feel like burnout isn't necessarily a result of you pushing for something that you like and then burning out because of that. Burnout usually happens when you're doing something for a cause, and then that cause is either tossed away like it doesn't mean anything, or and like your feelings don't mean anything, or it's just wasted and squandered over and over and over and over again. So if we talk about this fire, then we must use it well, or we will take control and it'll use us, leaving nothing but a little pile of ashes blowing away in the wind, which is very, very true. Okay, so the singer of connection in the reverse is what? What is it alerting us to? Aside from the connections, it's about trust, building trust. Is possibly one of those things that may be difficult, but the presence of empathy and balance. Aside from connection and karma, it's connected to balance and empathy. So there you go. Balance is one of those key factors here. So the reversed singer of connection indicates that we need to ask ourselves, are we earth, or are we centered? Are we connected with source? What do we need to do to be more aware of that and enhance the connection with mind, body, and spirit to the universe around us? There are some suggestions to start with on page 181. So Pisces got this same idea. So I'm going to go to page 181. I'm going to go ahead and lay it out right here for you, specifically Scorpio. But let's see. Let's see what the advice is. All right. So meditation. Okay. Some simple things there are some simple things like meditation, earthing, centering, and connecting that you can do to make yourself a better reader of any oracle. Well, I feel like not only that, but also to increase your connection with source. These things help us to more easily communicate with fairy and to lead lives that are more balanced and enjoyable. They are also all the things that fairy enjoy to do with us. So meditation, meditation. Okay. Yeah. So one of the things is meditation, grounding, centering, and connecting. So that's basically the step-by-step process. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and look into this a little further, and then I'll create a list that you can do in order to center yourself. And this I'll explain in greater detail, maybe in a YouTube post. Maybe I'll put it on a blog somewhere. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Or maybe I'll put it on a Facebook post. I'll go ahead and link that Facebook post right there to my page. So, Taum the Poet. Let's see what Taum the Poet has to tell us. Number 29. 3, 6, 11, 3, 6, and 11. All right. So 29. Taum the Poet. Clear sight, poetry, erotic energy, laughter, not getting into serious mischief. So that's what Taum the Poet is about. I'm going to go ahead and hold up the card. That way you guys get a look. All right, so For quite a while, as I looked at Taum's portrait, I really didn't have a very clear idea of his character. He looked so serious, so pensive, so thoughtful, but that wasn't the energy I felt coming from him at all. He had baffled and fooled. He had me baffled and fooled. Then my son, oh, also a member of the Oracle discussion group, looked at him and noted, "But he's wearing a mask. He's laughing at us. He likes to speed ahead of us, then stand inside a tree and watch us go by, thinking up mischief for all of us to fall into. Then he flows ahead, like a river, much faster, up over the hills, and lies in wait for us." That felt right, but Taum looked at me with such wounded dignity that I almost got confused again. Then he started laughing and dashed off. I wondered some more about him, and one of the other fairies said, "He's a fine traveling companion if you have a taste for adventure, bawdy songs, high flights of poetic fantasy, and very down to earth observations. A fine fella." Taum's boundless curiosity leads him into some strange places, and he is quite happy to take us there with him. Taum's wings, like ours, are neatly folded at his back and not readily visible. He is still learning to use them properly and thinks he is better with them than he really is. He wants to encourage us to unfold our wings and doesn't hesitate to lead us to sit in to situations where we almost have to fly, metaphorically speaking, sometimes, in order to survive. When I was young, I think it was he who encouraged me to climb up lots of trees and high buildings I couldn't easily get down from, and I know it was he who encouraged my son to do similar things. He's very fond of children. Like him, they are usually willing to try anything. And now that I have children, it's actually pretty interesting because I feel like Taum is in some way, shape, or form having some type of influence, or at least that energy. Okay, so Taum has a poetic spirit which involves much more than just the writings of rhymes. It is about being able to see things as they really are, and in that reality, to recognize all beauty, even the beauty of necessity and difficulty. This is not an unthinking, reflexive, immature, everything is for the best attitude, but an understanding of the beauty of what we learn from joy and sorrow, from ease and hardship, from pain and pleasure. Taum also wants to show us how silly it is to be so very solemn about life. He laughs at himself, he laughs at us. Sometimes he laughs so hard he gets cowslip wine up his nose, and then everyone else laughs at him. He doesn't mind that as long as we are laughing. So when Taum turns up in a reading, his presence suggests that useful spirits and energy abound. This is the time to do exciting things and to tackle projects that you've been wanting to do, but for which you have perhaps felt you didn't have the time or energy. It may even be the time to write about them, or you probably need to do them first. Taum often shows up in readings for people who have a talent and inclination for writing, poetry, adventure, fantasy, or anything else. Possibly the only thing he ever gets very serious about is his writing, and he will spend all the time he needs searching for just the right word. Speaking and writing with conviction and sincerity, and the ability to persuade others are indicated by Taum's presence, along with an outpouring of ideas. Hmm. That makes some interesting sense that Taum would be around at this point in time, or at least that spirit, that energy, because I too have been feeling it with writing music and all of that. So it's not just like lyrics that have been coming to me now, but beats. And not only beats, but also the melodies and the harmonies. And as I put all of those melodies and harmonies together using my phone and using a keyboard and all of that, like I'm actually starting to come up with a lot of various different mixtures of these ideas all put together. And each of them had to have their own evolution. So you may also find that you may also find yourself thinking about romance and deciding that you want more of it in your life. This doesn't necessarily mean for someone new. It might well involve putting some romantic fizz into a relationship that has become overly routine. Now, some of you, I feel, are confused about what really is true, or it may suggest that that you need to speak up because at this point in time, maybe you've been silent, not really understanding your connection, understanding the energies and the force behind things. I feel that because of that, some of you guys have been with this energy in the reverse, and while others of you are making the connections, you guys are understanding it, and you guys are not. I feel like you guys are learning to try to understand that life doesn't need to be so serious. Now, if you don't have very much common sense, here's your chance to develop some instead of spending your brain energy making up excuses for foolishness. This card reversed in a reading suggests that exercising good sense of some urgency, lest you wind up head over heels like the reversed Taom. So this whole reading has been talking about patience. Patience, but doing what you know can re-energize you, and doing what you know, like let me see, like Taom said, the going on an adventure, that'll help you to understand how to that actually put you into the space, the quiet space that you need in order to come up with solutions. All right, so let's go ahead and run some Rider Tarot weight out here, right? This is what we've been waiting for, some clarification on these cards, right? All right. Now, I feel like there's a lot of information already bestowed. Okay, so these two cards, they flipped themselves up while I was trying to organize the deck that was falling apart. So, balancing your emotions. And I feel like the purpose of balancing your emotions is because this is where the universe wants to put you. Balanced emotions and balanced finances. All right, so that gives us an idea. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Balanced emotions and balanced ideas are usually what happen when people reach some type of transformative state. So I want to see real quick what happens here, because discernment is a necessary aspect. I almost forgot to read one. 222 really is a number that you guys should be paying attention to. Let's see. 38. All right, Laísta Moon's daughter. So that's this one right here. It's about spiritual guidance. In the reverse would be about illuminations and riddles. She wasn't reversed, so this will be about casting light into the shadows and actually finding out answers. Hello, Nika. How are you? Okay, so we're getting to the end of the Fairies Oracles deck. We drew cards. We're finding out that for Scorpio, there's a necessary need to be patient, not to be hasty, but it's also about balance. And there's a necessary balance of connecting yourself with source, because there's certain information, there's certain passions, certain energies that the universe is trying to illuminate you on, which is what this card is about. And Laísta Moon's daughter is the bringer of light and in the darkness, and she also reveals things, but she actively conceals things, just like moonlight would, right? But in the process of guiding us, what ends up happening is she doesn't pull us along. She just gives us the guidance, and then she lets us decide for ourselves. Scorpios are in the process of making decisions right now about their expression, about their thought processes and their ideas, and also about their wisdom, which is hidden behind those ideas, as well as trying to use these to build upon something that'll last for a little while. So when you have Laísta Moon's daughter, you may be finding apparently random events and ideas are falling into a pattern and beginning to make sense to you. So those are the cycles that I was talking about earlier, and things may be flowing more easily than you are accustomed to. So your decisions and choices may be bringing an unusually high degree of success. See, that's the kind of energy that I was reading for some of you. Psychic abilities, hunches, intuition, foreknowings are all becoming clearer and making more sense. So it's time to trust the process. Um, Laista also brings psychic dreams, forelighting the future and illuminating the present. These dreams often speak in symbols as fairies want to do. So you're being illuminated here. I was saying that already, and the book just basically explained that in a better light. So let's see what's in the middle of this. Actually, it was wanting to separate right there. Okay. All right. So seeing the good situations and the bad, maybe even seeing the bad things in a good situation, understanding, the various different forces at work and the contrast. Right now, you're being led through the contrast of what it's like not to be in communion or connection with spirit, or what you have been going through has been illuminating that. And you're finding out now a lot more easily. Some of you guys might have artistic abilities, so writing, poetry, things like that. Those are all significations of Taum the poet's presence. Also, wanting to go on adventures and things like that. Those are also part of that energy. Taum the poet teaching you that you don't have to be so serious about life, even though there are responsibilities that do need to be taken care of. You can be as creative as you want and expressive as you want. All right, so another two cards fall out. Don't be looking for situations where you have to pick fights, right? It's not necessary. In this sense, there are some certain things that you do have to look at specifically. Don't try to fight those situations. They might not be battles that are necessary. All right, let's see. Oh, we got another couple cards falling out. Wow. So I kind of had the idea that there was going to be a lot of information coming in. I just wasn't aware that it was going to be in the form of falling cards. So, okay, yeah. So decisions do have to be made. Two of Pentacles. I said something about a Ten of Pentacles and what was it? Ten of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. It was showing you where the universe is trying to take you. That's all based on your decision, but based on the decision you make, that might not end up being the case. But regardless, I feel like you guys are starting to try to find a way around negative thoughts, around telling yourself you can't, things like that. All right, so let's finally draw some cards. All right. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, so at the bottom of being patient, at the bottom of at the bottom of that energy of not feeling like you're connected, not feeling like you are in alignment. I feel that because the universe is trying to bring you to an observational state, first you need to get that block cleared. The reason why the reason why this would ever occur is because you have blocked creative energies that need to come through, which obviously require a connection from source or with source, or a connection with your creative energies, which, as this states, tends to be blocked when we feel that we're that whatever it is that we're working towards is not being respected. So justice does need to be meddled out. However, the justice that occurs is going to be as a result of karma, as we mentioned before. It's also going to be as a result of the universe moving things into place for you. You don't have to do anything, Scorpio. You don't have to take revenge, Scorpio. You don't have to be right there, sitting there, holding that poison in as a grudge for against somebody else. You just go and do what you got to do. And yeah, and that's exactly how you begin your new beginning. So that is a very, very simple message coming through. Um, some of you might be feeling hopeless. Some of you guys might be feeling the energy of wanting to be hopeless, but I don't think that you're going to be feeling hopeless. First of all, because this confusion, we just outlined it right now. So if you take time to balance yourself, and you go on that little journey that you're looking at, then what ends up happening is you end up reaching the sun first of all. But as you reach the sun is technically a star, so you reach a sense of balance in either regard. Now, um, aside from that, that requires your decision. Obviously, it's a choice. Do you want renewal, or do you want to stay stuck in the same thing? Because it's preventing that tower from falling apart. So you're preventing that tower from falling apart is what's going to be it's basically the thing that's not going to allow for your renewal, for your regrowth, or for your rebirth, for your growth, and all of that. Staying stuck in the same cycles will never, ever, 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 ever result in anything positive. All right, so now we move on to the animal spirit deck. So, that I feel like maybe some of you guys have also been the one word that comes to mind is played, but I don't really think it's played. I feel it's more like taken advantage of. And you may be seeking justice as a part of this new beginning, Scorpio, but karma is going to take care of everything. Karma is going to bring justice to the situation. Your justice is forgiving the other person, letting go of those feelings, those grudges, all of that. This is complete forgiveness of whoever it is or whatever it was that affected you, because justice will be meted out by the universe, and the justice that the universe metals out is exact. So let's see. The decision is yours. Obviously, you have the wisdom, Scorpio, for the most part. I feel like the majority of you do. You guys have been talking extensively about what it means to build. I feel like a lot of you guys just recently happened into that energy, like you guys tapped into that intuitive energy. So there's that. And let's see, you have Saturn in 4th house. I would say be patient with your connections within your home, connections within your family. There is necessary patience that needs to be had right there. And as you have Neptune and Jupiter going in your 5th house, have fun, go on that adventure. That's the best way for you to understand what your energies are and what your energies, where your energies are at and where they need to be, right? So, yeah, so we talked about those daily triggers. Don't pay attention to them. Understand that these triggers are going to alert you first to how you feel about various different things, and that will outline your values, and then your values will outline what you say in order to make people understand where you're coming from and what your point is, and at the same time is to outline who you are, right? All right, so let's go. Oh, I drew 2 of them. Okay, so Phoenix and Tiger. All right, there is a necessary need to trust your intuition, and there is a transformation that's going on here. I very much felt that the Phoenix would come out. I mean, you got a situation like this, it's impossible for the Phoenix not to come out. All right, so the cosmic egg, that's great. All right, so, and then the bat, letting go, right? Purging various different things from your being, from your energy. And let's see. Yes. Letting the universe guide you, letting the universe guide your intuition and all of that. All right, that is great. All right, let's read the book now, and we will find out what more information we can from these cards. So the tiger in the reverse. Where are you, tiger? You're fire, bruh. Yeah, you're fire. Okay, so the tiger is about lunar force, easing darkness, tapping into your feminine energy. And when your energy is out of balance, you can be overstimulated. So there's a necessity to calm down. You know, overstimulated is like my kids right now yelling and playing in the backyard. They ate ice cream earlier, so they got to get all that energy out. I feel like maybe you've eaten some type of spiritual ice cream, something that's energized you to the point where either that or you've been in a situation that has just like made you so anxious that now it's time to bring that energy down. It's time to meditate. It's time to calm down. Woosah, right? And take time, especially if you have kids, at night to just sit there in the stillness and the calm. If necessary, light a candle and stare at it. That's what the book says to bring this energy into balance. Well, that's what the book says to do when you want to bring this energy into balance. Now, as you bring it into balance, it'll be passionate and strong and sensual. And if we throw in the phoenix, which is the first chakra, is freedom from suffering, from past karma, and reincarnation. So this reading specifically just is telling you, slow down, trust the process, justice will be met. Go ahead and, you know, this seems like it's quiet time. The quiet time before everything starts to get faster. And that's actually exactly what Mars in Gemini going retrograde means. We're discussing things, we're trusting our intuition, we're listening to communication, and then we're being assertive as far as that communication goes to change things about ourselves. Specifically, once Mars goes into Cancer, coming out of Gemini, I think it's at the end of December or the beginning of January, one of those, then it's going to be time for us to take care of ourselves or to engage in some type of self-care. Now, the Phoenix is the you actually got two cosmic cards, or two divine cards, I should say. But since the Phoenix helps us to burn through all our baggage, this energy here is here to help you burn through all your baggage. I mentioned carrying your backpack of bullshit from one situation to another, right? This is what it's talking about, and it's actually helping you to release all that baggage. It's like being able to take all that stuff and just toss it out, right? All right, so spiritual ice cream, right? That's what you're getting right now. All right, so since it deals with the first chakra, the ancient yogis believe that our heaviest karma resides in the first chakra, which is where you're being led to. This earthen center is also called the Muladhadra, or our root. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash towards the navel center. Again and again, it makes this journey from first to third, purifying our essence, freeing us from our past. So, when I think about the third chakra, and I think about the navel chakra and how the energy just circles around, circles around, circles around, circles around. Well, the same thing happens from the from that third chakra to the to the other side, right? The consciousness, and that's what's being illuminated here, because the next card, which is the cosmic egg, is the seventh chakra. So your kundalini is being opened right now. It's necessary for basically completion of past karmic cycles, but it's also there because there's a necessary need for you to reach harmony, and not only reach harmony, but to understand the scope of everything within everything, right? The cosmic egg is the final card in the Journey of the Animal Spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we will never get there, or that we will travel alone, disconnected from others. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or a flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. It is through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. We hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. So, as this was mentioning, your journey is not complete. Technically your journey is complete in a certain sense, but it's not completely complete. Like, it doesn't end. So, as the cosmic egg is connected to the 7th chakra, the subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown chakra at the top of the head, called the Sahasrara. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine, which is the phoenix, right? So this right here is describing your energy, your chakras. Literally, it's like this with all the other chakras stuck in between. So, one of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel that energy from your root chakra towards the Sahasrara, or your crown chakra. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey. And once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of 1,000,000 suns. So, do you get it now, Scorpio? Do you get now what is happening? Do you get the idea that the universe is bringing to you? There's a necessary need for balance, because there's the necessary need to purge things. But you can't purge anything that you don't know exists. So the universe is like, I'm showing you all the stuff, everything that's happened in your life, all of these things. I'm showing you the greater cycle. Now, as I show you the greater cycle, I want to show you that this greater cycle is actually a part of an even larger cycle, right? But as soon as you figure out this inner cycle of your own occurrences in life and your reality and things like that, then I'm going to show you the greater aspect, or the greater possibilities of life, and you will have the knowingness to get there. That is a crazy reading. You just need that's the only thing you need to do, is just calm down, trust your intuition, let the universe meddle everything out the way that it needs to do so. All right, so let's go to the die. All right, so we have Leo type energy with Aries. All right, so the Leo type energy is asking you to be brave, or it's asking you to build braveness through this. The braveness is usually built through your assertiveness in the form of understanding your values, understanding your what it is that makes you, and how you express to move forward. How you expect to move forward with your expression is what I meant to say. Once you've actually analyzed what it is that your values are, the next thing after that would be to make a checklist of all of the things that you need to do in order to get there. So if you need any help with making connections to the universe, which is the Jupiterian energy, which is Sagittarius, and which is Sagittarius. If ever you have any trouble, go out at night and go stare at Uranus. Uranus is going to be at the south side, basically pointing up north, about where the sun would be during, like, spring, I suppose, in the middle of spring. So where you have the sun in the middle of spring, more or less, is where you're going to find Jupiter at night right now. And when you need help, not just with justice, but not okay, let me reiterate that. If ever you need expansive energy from Jupiter for the purpose of your expression, because let's say you have your will, your passion, your obsession, or something like that in it, go ahead and ask Jupiter. Jupiter is right up here. Also, if there is a necessity to focus in on trying to gain that energy of passion and obsession for the purpose of whatever it is that you're wishing to do, like your soul purpose and things like that, call upon Pluto. I'm not sure where Pluto is, but if ever you have any problems with communicating with Pluto, you can talk to Mars. Mars is over to the east this way, late at night, like around 8 o'clock, more or less. All right, so now the last die. All right, so yes, expansion. This is a time where various different things are going to stimulate you. This is all for the purpose of firing your intuition up. Actually, for you to trust your intuition and to use it, and to actually contemplate what those things are, because communication from that point on, once you actually figure out all of the triggers that you have, they'll be communicated. Now, I feel that right now the communication is going to be held within you. You're searching for the new beginning, but at the same time, I feel like you're being strategic about it. That's what I get from this. Being strategic about your communication so that you can have growth through positive communication. All right. So that's pretty much the end of your reading. I very much feel that aside from letting go of various different things and following the universe in its promptings, is that you're going to be rewarded big if you do that. So golden egg energy is not energy that needs to be taken lightly, and that's exactly what was found at the bottom. So with that, thank you, Scorpio, for being here. Thank you for listening. Hit that like button if you liked it. Share it with anybody who you feel would benefit from this greatly. And if you haven't yet and you like the content and you wish to see more, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you could be notified of these videos and when they come out. And for all of you, stay safe, stay free. I love you all. And I will see you on the next video, which would be Virgo, to end these videos for the rest of the year. Actually, no, I still have Capricorn and Libra that I got to do for the rest of the year. But with that being said, well, that's 2 more videos that you guys are going to see me on, and possibly a couple of other ones. So with that, you guys stay safe, stay free. And I'm David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your reading for Scorpio.